If you've ever marked the birth of a child, the passing of a loved one, a birthday, you have been influenced and benefited from the work of the Jesuit community. This project really is fundamentally and at its core a celebration of a life's work.
The Jesuits are a religious order of priests and brothers in the church, and each order has its own particular character or charism. For us, prayer and silence is important to us. On the other hand, Jesuits have a spirituality that's very world-engaged and world-affirming. We are involved in academic work. One is with the origin with the Gregorian calendar in Peter Clavier's. He was a Jesuit priest, and yet he was an astronomer, a man of science, engaged in the world and bringing that science to bear on a real transformation of the world's understanding of time.
What we wanted to explore here was not so obvious approach to the typical religious architectural project. So it was really important to have a grasp of what it meant to be part of this community, to identify with it, and to really understand both the religious and the secular aspects of their life. And one of the things that we discovered was the work of the Jesuit community as it relates to the transition from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar. That work really was fundamental to the way we keep time and the way that we organize society. It's a real celebration of how that initial contribution from the Jesuit community perpetuates today.
The concept for the chapel is to reflect that both geometrically and symbolically. So the wall actually is the manifestation of a pattern that reflects the Gregorian calendar over about a 500-year period. There's embedded history, culture, and the importance of such a major contribution to society. We think about things conceptually as form, but really important for us to understand that you have to make it, and what are you going to make it with? And ultimately, how can we leverage a material's quality? Conceptually to the tectonics of the form and the material to make that form is something that is a constant dialogue for us.
The project was really about designing a sense of community. And the grand stair here that we're in is actually a really good example of it. It was the central character-defining element of the project and almost the heart of the project. You have to imagine that the people that are living in this community, they didn't live together before. They lived in different areas of the city, they lived in different areas of the university here, and the biggest challenge was to bring them all together and have them build that sense of community, have them foster these new relationships and interactions that they wouldn't have been having before.
It was really important that this building support our shared life together. Our shared community life is really important. So the idea is it has a kind of neighborhood feel. The rooms aren't just rooms off of a long hallway, but are built around the central core for which we will cross paths and run into each other. So there's a way that the organization of the space around that core really supports our life, our shared life as community, our being with each other. The university was very good in giving us a site that is along a beautiful treed street that has older buildings that were once large houses on it. They're offices now, but it has a kind of residential feel.
Lapsley Lane is really one of their premier streets on campus that they're very proud of. And how could we create a building that fit the Jesuit style, fit something that was contemporary in the way that they think about their own culture, and match that with the building while still being sensitive to what is on the street, the mix of Gothic and Federal styles that are here.
It is a new, more modern language, but we tie that into the rest of the area a lot through the materiality of the building, through the stonework that you see on other buildings, through the slate that is on the roof of other buildings that line the walls of the exterior of this building. If you look at this space, what does it communicate to you? It communicates community, it communicates explicitly religious and faith, and the space is configured in a way that makes it wonderful for us to invite other people in here.
One thing I ask of the Lord, one thing I seek, to live in the presence of my God, to gaze on his throne.